Ladies and gentlemen, as we step into 2025, I want to offer you a simple, powerful truth. The most significant project you will ever work on is you. Not your job, not your relationships, not even your goals. You. When you focus on yourself, everything else begins to fall into place. Here's the key: we live in a world full of distractions. Everyone has an opinion, a demand, or a piece of advice. But ask yourself, how often do you take time to reflect on your own journey, your own growth? Success isn't about chasing everything out there. It's about building something solid in here. Discipline your habits. Small, consistent actions every day make the biggest difference. Want better health? Start with a 20-minute walk. Want financial growth? Save just a fraction of what you earn. It's not about doing extraordinary things. It's about doing simple things extraordinarily well. Guard your mind. What you allow in will shape what comes out. Fill it with books that challenge you, conversations that inspire you, and moments of quiet that center you. Avoid the noise that drags you down: negative news, toxic people, and pointless arguments. You've got one mind, treat it with care. Take responsibility. If 2025 is going to be different, it starts with accepting that where you are today is the result of choices you made yesterday. And that's good news, because it means where you'll be tomorrow depends on the choices you make today. Be patient. Growth takes time. A tree doesn't sprout overnight, and neither will the best version of you. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Every step forward counts, no matter how small. Finally, don't compare yourself to others. Your journey is yours alone. The only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. Be better, not bitter. As we move through this year, remember this: your future depends not on the economy, the government, or anyone else. It depends on you. Invest in yourself, believe in yourself, and work on yourself. Do that, and 2025 will be the year you build a foundation for a life you're proud of. Focus on yourself, and everything else will follow. Success doesn't come from sudden leaps or monumental moments. It's built one small action at a time. When you focus on disciplining your habits, you're laying the groundwork for a future that reflects your ambitions. The world is full of distractions, and without discipline, it's easy to fall into the trap of procrastination or aimlessness. But the truth is simple: success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced consistently every day. The first step toward disciplining your habits is recognizing that every action you take has a ripple effect. Whether it's getting up early, reading for 30 minutes, or working on your skills for just an hour each day, these small steps matter. The key is not to focus on the enormity of the task, but to focus on the act of showing up and making the effort. People often become overwhelmed by the idea of big goals. They look at a mountain of tasks and freeze, thinking there's no way to reach the peak. But what they fail to see is that every mountain is climbed one step at a time. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon of daily commitments. Many people mistakenly believe that success requires extraordinary effort, but in reality, it's the small, everyday actions that compound over time. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, it's not about going to the gym for hours each day or following an intense, unsustainable regimen. It's about committing to small actions, like choosing healthier meals, walking regularly, and getting enough sleep. These small choices, repeated consistently, add up to meaningful change over time. The same principle applies to finances, relationships, and personal growth. The challenge comes when life starts to get in the way. Distractions, unexpected setbacks, and moments of doubt can shake your resolve. It's easy to say, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'll make up for it next week." But what happens when you postpone those small, disciplined actions? They pile up, and what seemed like a minor delay can snowball into a major setback. This is why the most important factor in disciplining your habits is consistency. Every day counts. When you make the effort to show up for your goals, no matter how small the task, you're building the habit of discipline. The key to mastering discipline is to focus on the process, not the outcome. When you attach your success to the result, you place your worth and progress in the hands of circumstances beyond your control. But when you focus on the action, you give yourself something you can control: your effort. Whether or not you see immediate results is irrelevant. The most important thing is the consistency of the actions you're taking. Building discipline is not about forcing yourself to do things you hate or pushing through unbearable obstacles. It's about setting up systems and structures in your life that make it easier to follow through on your intentions. This might mean waking up a little earlier, setting aside time for a task, or creating an environment that supports your goals. Discipline doesn't mean denying yourself pleasure. It means recognizing that the short-term discomfort of pushing through challenges will lead to long-term satisfaction. Another important aspect of disciplining your habits is understanding that failure is part of the process. Nobody is perfect. You will face days when you miss a task or feel like giving up. That's okay. The key is not to let those moments define you or derail your progress. What matters is your ability to get back on track. Don't judge yourself too harshly when you slip. Instead, acknowledge the setback, learn from it, and continue moving forward. The road to success is filled with bumps, but the successful person is the one who keeps driving, no matter how many obstacles they encounter. It's easy to get distracted by other people's paths. We live in an age of constant comparison, where social media shows everyone's highlight reel, and it can feel like everyone is doing more than you. But the truth is, the only person you should focus on is yourself. Your habits, your progress, and your journey. What works for someone else may not work for you. And that's perfectly fine. The most important thing is to align your habits with your own vision of success, and make them a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. When you commit to disciplining your habits, you're not just working on achieving a goal. You're building the character that will carry you through life's challenges. Discipline is the foundation on which everything else stands. Without it, even the greatest talents and the most extraordinary opportunities will fall apart. But when you discipline your habits, you're not just working toward success. You're becoming the kind of person who is capable of sustaining it. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions. The only time that matters is now. Focus on what you can control today, your actions, your mindset, and your habits. Every small decision you make shapes the person you are becoming. And with each disciplined step, you're building a future that reflects your true potential. The power of success lies in the small, consistent actions you take every single day. In our fast-paced world, we are constantly bombarded with information. It comes from all directions: news, social media, conversations, advertisements, each demanding our attention. It's easy to get caught up in the noise, losing sight of what truly matters. That's why protecting your mind is one of the most powerful things you can do for your personal growth and success. The mind, after all, is where everything begins. It is where your thoughts, beliefs, and decisions are formed. Guarding your mind is not just about avoiding negativity, but also about consciously choosing what you allow to shape your thinking. What you feed your mind will directly impact your life. Think of your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of positivity, ambition, and growth, you will reap a harvest of confidence, success, and fulfillment. But if you allow negativity, fear, and doubt to take root, your garden will grow weeds that choke out the possibility of progress. Just as a garden requires constant care and attention, so does your mind. It's not something you can set and forget. You must be vigilant in choosing what you expose it to. One of the first steps to guarding your mind is being mindful of the information you consume. In today's digital age, we have access to endless streams of content, but not all of it is worth your attention. The news, for instance, is often filled with negativity, stories of conflict, failure, and crisis. While it's important to stay informed, overexposure to negative news can lead to feelings of anxiety, helplessness, and fear. Constantly consuming negativity can condition your mind to expect the worst and rob you of the energy needed to pursue your own goals. Similarly, social media, while connecting us to people and information, can create unhealthy comparisons. We scroll through posts of people's highlight reels, their vacations, successes, and perfect lives. It's easy to feel like you're falling behind when you're constantly exposed to others' achievements. But remember, social media rarely shows the full picture. Behind the carefully curated posts, everyone faces struggles and setbacks. If you spend too much time comparing yourself to others, you'll forget to focus on your own growth and journey. Instead of letting external factors dictate how you feel, take control of what you expose your mind to. Choose content that inspires, motivates, and educates. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to podcasts that offer valuable insights, and surround yourself with individuals who lift you up. You don't have to avoid all negativity. Life will inevitably present challenges, but you can choose to balance it out by filling your mind with thoughts, stories, and ideas that empower you to take positive action. Another powerful way to guard your mind is through daily practices that nurture your mental health and well-being. Meditation, for example, is a simple but effective way to clear your mind of clutter and reduce stress. Taking just a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breathing can help you reset, refocus, and regain clarity. It allows you to center yourself amidst the chaos and helps you approach challenges with a calm, rational mindset. Similarly, journaling can be an excellent way to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and goals. Writing down your thoughts allows you to process and release any negative emotions or anxieties that may be weighing on you. It also gives you the opportunity to track your progress, identify patterns in your thinking, and clarify what you truly want. By consistently putting your thoughts on paper, you take control of your internal dialogue and create a stronger connection to your purpose. Visualization is another powerful tool for guarding your mind. By vividly imagining the life you want to create, you prime your mind for success. When you visualize your goals, you send a clear message to your brain that this is the future you're working toward. This process strengthens your belief in what's possible and keeps you focused on the path ahead, even when obstacles arise. It's not about wishful thinking, it's about reinforcing your commitment to your goals and training your mind to believe that they are achievable. Equally important is limiting your exposure to toxic influences, whether they come from people or situations. There are individuals who drain your energy, bring negativity into your life, and discourage you from pursuing your dreams. While you can't avoid them entirely, you can choose how much time you spend with them and how much influence they have over you. It's okay to distance yourself from negative or unsupportive people, especially if they hold you back or feed your insecurities. Surround yourself with individuals who share your values, encourage your growth, and challenge you to be better. It's also crucial to take time for yourself. In a world that constantly demands more from you, taking moments to recharge and reset is not selfish, it's necessary. Spending time in nature, pursuing hobbies, or simply resting allows you to clear mental clutter and return to your goals with renewed focus. Taking care of your physical and mental health is an investment that pays off in every area of your life. In guarding your mind, it's important to remember that you are the gatekeeper of your thoughts. You have the power to choose what you allow in. Your mind can either be a sanctuary of strength, clarity, and creativity, or it can be a battlefield of stress, doubt, and fear. The more you protect and nurture it, the more powerful and resilient you'll become. When you feed your mind with positivity and focus on thoughts that serve your best interests, you unlock your potential to achieve the extraordinary. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It's the realization that your current situation, whether good or bad, is the result of choices you've made in the past. While it may be tempting to blame external factors, circumstances, other people, or even luck, true growth begins when you accept that you are in control of your actions, decisions, and the direction your life takes. This isn't about self-blame, it's about recognizing the incredible power you have to shape your future. When you take responsibility, you acknowledge that you hold the steering wheel. It's easy to drift through life thinking that external forces determine your success or failure. But the truth is, life doesn't just happen to you, it happens through you. Your habits, your mindset, and your daily choices determine where you end up. This can be a tough pill to swallow, especially when things aren't going well. It's much easier to point fingers at circumstances or other people, but while blame offers temporary relief, it doesn't change your situation. Responsibility, on the other hand, gives you the tools to change. One of the most important aspects of taking responsibility is understanding the power of choice. Every day, you're faced with countless decisions, big and small. What time you wake up, how you spend your time, the people you surround yourself with, the attitude you choose to adopt, these are all choices that shape your life. While you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. This response is where your power lies. When you take ownership of your reactions, you transform from a passive participant in life to an active creator of your destiny. Taking responsibility also means being honest with yourself. It requires you to look at your life objectively and acknowledge the areas where you've fallen short. This isn't about self-criticism or dwelling on mistakes, it's about self-awareness. Growth starts with recognizing patterns in your behavior that hold you back. Maybe you've been procrastinating, making excuses, or avoiding challenges. Maybe you've been waiting for the right time or blaming others for your lack of progress. Whatever the case, owning up to these truths is the first step toward changing them. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone else to rescue you. It's common to fall into the trap of thinking that success will come when circumstances improve, when someone gives you a chance, or when life gets easier. But relying on external factors to change your life only leads to frustration. The truth is, nobody is coming to save you. You have to be the one to take the first step, to create opportunities, and to put in the effort. This isn't a burden, it's a gift. It means that you don't have to wait for anyone or anything to start making progress. Another important aspect of taking responsibility is letting go of excuses. Excuses are comforting because they shift the blame away from us. They give us a reason not to act, but they also keep us stuck. Every time you say, "I can't because," or "it's not my fault," you're giving away your power. Instead, try reframing your mindset. Ask yourself, what can I do to change this? Even if the situation feels unfair or out of your control, there's always something you can do, some step, no matter how small, that moves you forward. Taking responsibility also means being proactive. Instead of reacting to life's challenges, you anticipate them and prepare for them. This doesn't mean you have to predict every obstacle, but it does mean developing the mindset that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. When you take ownership of your life, you stop fearing challenges because you know they are opportunities to grow. You begin to see setbacks as temporary and failures as lessons rather than reasons to quit. An essential part of taking responsibility is setting clear goals and holding yourself accountable to them. It's easy to drift aimlessly when you don't have a direction. But when you define what you want and commit to it, you create a roadmap for your actions. Accountability is what keeps you on track. It's about being honest with yourself when you fall short and making adjustments to stay aligned with your goals. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Taking responsibility doesn't mean doing everything on your own. In fact, it often involves seeking help, learning from others, and building a support system. But even when you rely on others for guidance or collaboration, the responsibility to act remains with you. Nobody else can do the work for you. Taking ownership means recognizing that your success is your responsibility, even when others are part of the journey. When you embrace responsibility, you empower yourself to create the life you want. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your future. It's not always easy. There will be days when it feels overwhelming, when the weight of responsibility seems too heavy to carry. But it's in those moments that you grow the most. By choosing to take ownership of your actions, decisions, and mindset, you build the resilience and confidence needed to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. Taking responsibility is the foundation of personal freedom and success. Patience is one of the most underrated yet essential virtues when it comes to personal growth and success. In a world driven by instant gratification, where results are expected immediately, the idea of waiting and persisting can feel foreign, or even frustrating. But the truth is, real progress, whether in your career, relationships, health, or personal development, takes time. Patience isn't just about waiting. It's about maintaining a positive attitude and steady effort while you wait for results to unfold. Growth is a process. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, provide sunlight, and nurture it daily. But the growth is not visible immediately. For a long time, it seems as though nothing is happening. You might even be tempted to dig up the soil to check if the seed is still there. But doing so would disrupt its natural process and delay the very growth you're hoping for. The same principle applies to your goals. Success is like that seed. It requires consistent care, effort, and most importantly, patience. Patience doesn't mean passivity or inaction. It's not about sitting back and hoping for things to happen. Instead, patience is an active state of being. It's about continuing to work toward your goals, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about trusting that the effort you're putting in today will pay off in the future. Many people give up too soon, abandoning their dreams because they don't see instant progress. But often, the most significant breakthroughs happen just beyond the point where most people quit. One of the biggest challenges in practicing patience is resisting the urge to compare your progress to others. In an age of social media and constant updates, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. You see someone achieving success, reaching milestones, or living a life you aspire to, and it can create a sense of impatience. But comparing your journey to someone else's is not only unfair, it's counterproductive. Everyone's path is different, and what may take one person a year to achieve might take you 5, or vice versa. The timeline of your success is uniquely yours, and rushing the process only leads to frustration. Patience also requires trust in yourself, in the process, and in the work you're putting in. Doubt is a natural part of any journey, but it's important not to let it derail you. There will be days when it feels like nothing is working, when progress seems non-existent, and when quitting feels like the easiest option. But it's in those moments of doubt that patience becomes most critical. It's a reminder that growth often happens beneath the surface, in ways you can't yet see. Trust that your efforts are not in vain and that the results will come when the time is right. Another aspect of patience is the ability to embrace setbacks and failures as part of the process. Growth is rarely a straight line. There will be ups and downs, moments of progress and moments of stagnation. It's easy to become discouraged when things don't go as planned, but patience allows you to see setbacks as temporary. Instead of giving up, you learn from your mistakes, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Patience helps you understand that failures are not the opposite of success, they are stepping stones on the path to achieving it. Patience is also about celebrating small wins along the way. When you're focused on a big goal, it's easy to overlook the progress you're making in the moment. But every step forward, no matter how small, is an accomplishment. Recognizing these small victories keeps you motivated and reminds you that you're moving in the right direction. It shifts your focus from the end result to the journey itself, allowing you to appreciate the process of growth. Practicing patience requires self-discipline. It's about resisting the temptation to take shortcuts or settle for immediate, but lesser rewards. The world is full of distractions that promise quick fixes and overnight success, but these are often illusions. True success requires time, effort, and persistence. Patience allows you to stay committed to your long-term goals, even when the allure of instant gratification tries to pull you off course. It teaches you to prioritize what's important over what's easy. Finally, patience fosters resilience. When you're willing to wait and work through challenges, you build mental and emotional strength. You learn to navigate obstacles without losing sight of your goals. This resilience not only helps you achieve success but also prepares you for the inevitable challenges that come with it. Success is not just about reaching a destination, it's about who you become in the process. Patience ensures that you grow stronger, wiser, and more capable along the way. Patience is a quiet but powerful force. It's not always easy to practice, especially in a world that values speed and efficiency. But the most meaningful achievements in life rarely happen quickly. They require time, effort, and a willingness to endure the waiting period. When you embrace patience, you align yourself with the natural rhythm of growth, allowing your efforts to take root and flourish over time. It's not about waiting for something to happen, it's about believing that it will and continuing to do the work in the meantime. Avoiding comparisons is one of the most liberating decisions you can make on your journey to personal growth and success. In a world that constantly measures value through competition and social benchmarks, the habit of comparing yourself to others can be deeply ingrained. However, it is also one of the most unproductive and damaging tendencies. When you measure your worth against others, you allow external factors to dictate your self-esteem, happiness, and progress. True fulfillment comes from focusing on your unique path, your goals, and your personal growth. Comparing yourself to others often begins with good intentions. You may see someone who inspires you, and it sparks a desire to improve yourself. But this admiration can quickly turn into frustration or self-doubt when you begin to measure your progress against theirs. The problem lies in the fact that you're not comparing like for like. Every person has a different starting point, different circumstances, and different strengths. What you see as their success is only the tip of the iceberg, not the full story of the struggles, sacrifices, and setbacks they face to get there. It's important to remember that everyone's journey is unique. No two people have the same experiences, challenges, or opportunities. What works for one person may not work for you, and that's perfectly okay. When you focus too much on someone else's achievements, you lose sight of your own progress. It's like running a race and constantly looking at the runner next to you instead of focusing on your lane. The more you look around, the more you slow down. But when you focus on your own path, you gain clarity and momentum. One of the most significant downsides of comparison is that it often leads to feelings of inadequacy. You see someone's success and begin to question your own worth. You might think, why am I not where they are? Or what's wrong with me? But these thoughts are misleading because they ignore the context of your journey. Success is not a single destination, it's a continuous process. And you are exactly where you're supposed to be at this moment. By recognizing that your timeline is your own, you can free yourself from the pressure of trying to keep up with others. Another issue with comparison is that it focuses on external measures of success. It's easy to get caught up in material achievements, titles, wealth, accolades because they're visible and quantifiable. But true success is much deeper. It's about personal fulfillment, growth, and living a life aligned with your values. These things can't be measured by what others have achieved. By focusing on what truly matters to you, you redefine success on your own terms. One way to break free from comparison is to practice gratitude. When you focus on what you have, rather than what you lack, you shift your perspective. Gratitude allows you to see your progress and appreciate the unique qualities and opportunities in your life. It reminds you that you have your own strengths, talents, and experiences that make your journey special. Gratitude also helps you recognize that other people's success doesn't diminish your own. There is enough room for everyone to thrive, and someone else's achievements don't take away from your potential. Another powerful strategy is to turn comparison into inspiration. Instead of envying someone's success, ask yourself, what can I learn from them? Use their achievements as motivation to improve yourself, not as a benchmark to measure your worth. When you approach others' success with curiosity and openness, it becomes a source of growth rather than a trigger for self-doubt. Celebrate their accomplishments, and let them inspire you to reach your own goals. It's also essential to set boundaries with the sources that fuel unhealthy comparisons. Social media, for example, often portrays an unrealistic version of life. People tend to share their highlights while leaving out the struggles and imperfections. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that everyone else has it all figured out while you're still struggling. Limiting your exposure to these platforms or being more mindful about the content you consume can help you focus on your own journey, instead of being distracted by others' curated lives. Finally, remind yourself that personal growth is not a competition. The only person you should compete with is yourself. Your goal should be to become better than you were yesterday, not to be better than someone else. This mindset shift allows you to focus on your own progress and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Each step forward is a victory, and comparing it to someone else's journey only diminishes its value. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you give yourself the freedom to grow at your own pace. You begin to see yourself as unique, capable, and worthy, regardless of where others are in their journey. By focusing on your own goals, strengths, and progress, you create a life that is authentic and fulfilling. Success is not about being better than others, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. When you embrace this truth, you unlock the power to achieve greatness on your own terms. Focus on your journey, trust your process, and celebrate your growth. Avoid comparisons, embrace patience, and take full responsibility for your life. Success lies in consistent effort, self-awareness, and staying true to your unique path. Be the best version of yourself, for that is where true fulfillment resides.